Hey there, friends. Welcome to your weekly energy update. Nice to tune in with you. It's looking like it's going to be a very good week ahead. To those of you that filled out my data form to give me some feedback and what you're interested in, thank you so much for going through that and giving me your perspective. It's super appreciated. I forgot to collect your emails for those of you that did that, and some of you wanted to be added to the email list. So use the link below to do that because I didn't get anybody's email. So you're welcome to join in on that. The other thing to be aware of is that tomorrow I'm going to open up the application process for my Spring Embodied Freedom Workshop, which is a 4-month long workshop that is really about learning to open the nervous system to be able to receive more of your higher intelligence and to align your life more with the sort of essential qualities of who you are. So that application process will open up tomorrow. Those of you that are getting emails from me, you'll start to see those start to show up. And so for people that have been on the email list that already started that application process, I haven't gotten to everybody. You'll be hearing from me in the coming days. So let's hop into our energy update for the week ahead. Your first card is the Fool card, which is it is the card, excuse me, it's the card that happens between the end of the chapter and the beginning of the chapter. It's like the in-between place where you don't necessarily know what's coming next. There's lots of potential. There can be high levels of energy in this place, but that energy hasn't begun to define itself. It's kind of like open-ended possibility. For some people and in some circumstances, that can feel very freeing, very opening. One way of thinking about this is when you head out on a trip that doesn't have a lot of plans set up yet. It's like, ooh, I'm going out to this particular place. It's like that moment when you get on the plane or you get in the car, and there's this feeling of like letting go of all the structures of your life, all the responsibilities, all these different things, and heading into something that's unknown. For some people, that feels really liberating, like, ah, oh, I get to step into something brand new, unexpected. It can feel very expansive. For other people, that can feel really destabilizing. It can be like, ooh, all the things that help me feel grounded and balanced and connected are sort of disappearing into my rearview mirror. So there's something about this week, this period that you're stepping into that has some of this fresh, new, expansive energy. And that might feel exciting. It might also feel a little bit destabilizing. At the end of the day, it's a good sign. It means that there's something new that's coming forward. In some ways, we want to enter into different circumstances in our life with a bit of the fool mentality there, no matter what it is that we're stepping into, even if we're stepping into something that we've known our entire lives, because this is the zero. It's the open, spacious consciousness. It's beginner's mind. It's the ability to see your partner again or see a context in your life that you've seen a million times and press the refresh and see it clearly with new eyes and not project what we think things are going to be. Oh, this is going to be the same thing that I've always experienced. It's the ability to step forward and actually authentically relate with what's in front of us. So this is a bit of the energy that we're stepping into. And with that is one of our natural responses to when we're stepping into the unknown. So, like I said, for some people, when we step into the unknown, it's like, oh, at long last, I can let go into not knowingness or into freshness. And for some of us, stepping into the unknown, the control mechanisms start to show up. The ways of being like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on, so I better make a plan or I better make a list, or maybe I should be doing it this way, maybe I should be doing it that way. And that's what this Five of Wands can represent, is this sort of activity that's going on in the inside that's like, we should be focusing on this, or it's probably going to be like this, or no, it'll probably be like this. A lot of movement internally in the mental realm or in the creative realm that's kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Now, this might be representative of something that's happening on the inside for you. This could also be people in your life that have differing opinions, or people that you're working with that have differing opinions. Now, on the negative side of the spectrum, we might say that this is like conflict, like there's fighting and there's infighting internally, there's argumentation in the relationships in your life. On the high side of the spectrum, this can actually be a representation of dynamic tension, which means that there are different perspectives that are coming together. And even though they're not the same, they're rubbing up against each other, and new insights are coming from it. In other words, who was it? I think it was Lincoln, and it was the his cabinet of rivals, or I don't remember the exact naming of it. Somebody that's got that historical mind will understand. But having a group of people that don't have the same position can actually create a kind of generative process that brings forward new ideas, new perspectives. Often, another way of thinking this is what Carl Jung considered to create like a container of polar opposites. And it's like it should be this way or it should be this way. And what happens when you're able to hold the tension is that something new emerges out of it. Something that was unthought of starts to come forward. So this can be a really positive process. And the advice around this for your week ahead is to create enough room that those differing perspectives and those differing sort of trajectories have enough space to sort of bounce off of each other a little bit without needing to identify with like one, like I'm going to take this side or I'm going to take this perspective. It's like, give this a bit of room to settle itself out. Often when there's something like this, it means that there's a bit of fear, which can show up as control or can show up as like needing to get your feet on the ground. So give yourself enough room to feel the undercurrent that might be some fear or that might be a need to control something, and let that work itself out in the spaciousness of your awareness. As a result, of some of this dynamic tension, this movement, this churning, this fresh new energy that's coming in, you're going to come to a place this week of the Two of Wands. And you can see that this individual, he's got the world in his hands, which is like you start to realize the potential that's here. You start to realize how much you actually have control over this situation, and not control in a way of like, oh, I've got the control of it, but you actually have a lot of room to dictate what happens next. You have the world. The world is your oyster. The other thing to notice with the Two of Wands is he hasn't left the castle yet. He's still hanging out in the castle walls. So there's still a sense of safety. You can play around with new ideas. Ooh, is this where things are going to go? Is this what I want to happen next? You don't have it's not like you have to make a decision and get on the road and start taking action. There's like room to feel out the different options. He's also looking out over the horizon. So looking into, well, if I went this direction, what's going to happen? If I go down this direction, what's going to happen? So this is a card that is saying that by the end of the week, or through some of this energy that's coming in, you're going to start to feel like you've got your feet underneath you. And there might even be some excitement about, ooh, what are the possibilities that are coming forward? What is it that's going to happen next? So you're going to feel grounded. You're also going to start to feel like, okay, I've got some like autonomy. I've got some potential to start to step forward into these different directions, and feeling maybe playful around, looking at what it is that might want to happen next. So that is your energy update for the week ahead. For those of you that haven't hopped on the email list, you can do so down below. And as always, it's nice to tune in with you. I look forward to connecting soon. Oh, and there will be some more information coming forward about this workshop. You can find it on my website. You can also find it just by connecting through the email list down below. There's going to be some emails that are coming out soon. So take good care. Nice to connect with you.